Good morning, guys and gals. Today we are working on a 2021 BMW 430i Xdrive series. We are doing rear brake replacement on there. And just to get started, first you need to chalk your front wheels like so. We have chalked both of the front wheels on both sides with wheel chocks. Next, you get you a jack and find your lifting point, which is right here on the passenger side rear door panel. And you begin to lift the vehicle securely. Once you get the wheel off of the ground, folks, just enough to where it will release, go inside the vehicle and make sure that the parking brake is released, because if it's not, you won't be able to get the caliper off. Once you have checked the parking brake is released and your wheels are chalked and the car will not move, you can begin to take the lug nuts off of the wheels. We're using an 11/16 socket to get those off. You'll also, other tools you'll need are 3/8 ratchet. I have a 2-inch long neck 14mm socket, a 19mm wrench, a short 1-inch 14mm socket, 2 flat blade screwdrivers, a large and a small one for the caliper, a wire brush, some brake parts cleaner, and a brake caliper suppression tool right here, a torque wrench to tighten the lug nuts back up on the wheel, and I am using an electric impact gun and a flashlight, folks, just for those dark places. So next, what we're gonna do is take the wheel off. Okay, now that we got the wheel off, we're gonna move it to the side. All right, guys, so once you get that wheel off, you look at the brake caliper, which is right here, and on there you have a 14mm bolt at the top and another one at the bottom. For the top bolt, I use the short 1-inch 14mm, and for the bottom, I use the long one. If you can fit the long one on both, then by all means do so and take it off with that. So next, we're going to take those bolts off with the 14mm. And I have a catch pan underneath there, so when I'm spraying my brake clean and my penetrating fluid on these bolts and on the caliper to clean everything up, there's the bottom bolt. This is the top one right here. So we're going to sit those in our magnetic tray to hold on to those. Next, you see it's a little bit loose, but not enough, so we're going to take our flat blade, our large flat blade, and pry up under the lip of the caliper like so to get it off of there. And then we're going to do the same on the bottom. Stick it on there. Pry it off. Now what we did, we started on this top corner here, then we went to the middle and popped the back wheel on off like so. There you have it. Now if you look at the inside of the caliper, alright folks, so what we did was this front brake pad It was in here like so. It was in here like so. And I just took my fingers and popped it out. The one at the back is connected to this wire right here. See that wire? And I'm going to take the smaller flat blade screwdriver and stick it in this little lip right here. Right here is a little indentation on that brake pad, and you saw that it popped right out of there. And you can remove this brake pad, and if you look at this one compared to your new one, it has a little indentation on there for that little magnetic clip, that sensor to go on there. And compare your new one, it has that same cutout on it, like so. And another thing, folks, make sure to check your parts before you begin this process, because I went to Advance and ordered my brakes, and they were incorrect. They were too large, and then I ended up going to O'Reilly, and they had to order them, and they ordered the correct brakes for the correct size. They ordered me some import direct brake pads. Shout out to O'Reilly Auto Parts. Advance did a horrible job on ordering these parts correctly. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to take our brake caliper tool right here. This is the right-handed thread, and this is the insert for it, a number 6 insert. And we're going to just stick it onto those ears right here, those little ear indentions. That's what that's for. It fits in there, and then you stick that on here and twist it. So that's what we're going to do now. All right, so now we're going to stick that tool on there, and we're going to retract this caliper. And as you can see, we're turning it. We stuck it in those ears. We're turning it, twisting it, and it's going in. It's pushing the boot in. Just gonna fix that boot a little bit so that it doesn't tear. We're still going. We're still twisting. And the boot's still going inward. We're twisting it clockwise towards the front of the vehicle. And it's going pretty easy. Going really, really easy. We'll push it in all the way to ensure that we have enough clearance for our new brake pads to be installed. On the vehicle. But you may hear now that whirring sound. That electronic motor is kicking in and trying to work against us a little bit. But we're gonna keep on turning. That's not enough, but to shorten this video, we're gonna go ahead and clean up our components with the wire brush. Get all that brake dust off of there. Get it all off the caliper, the bracket. loosen it out real good with the wire brush first. And we're going to clean it up off the caliper as well. We're cleaning up all the components really good so that when you get done, you don't hear that squealing, screeching sound from brake dust being on there. Now that we got all that loose, we'll spray everything down with the brake parts cleaner. You can use carburetor cleaner if you want to. I'm using brake cleaner because it dries faster. Now, we just have to continue pressing that caliper in. Alright folks, and as you can see, the caliper is pushed in, the caliper piston is pushed in all the way back into the caliper. We have the wire cleaned up, run it back through the bottom of the caliper like so. We have all of the components, the brake components, the caliper bracket, all of that cleaned up, looking brand new. So next, we're going to take the interior brake pad, which looks like this. Has a regular looking nip on it, not the deep cut. We're going to take it, stick it on the bottom right there, and then we're going to take it to the top right here. We're going to push that tab back and stick it inside of there like so. So we just stuck the top in, pushed it over, and then inserted it, and you saw the bottom slide right in there. Make sure that it's seated properly, perfectly, and it is. So then we're going to go to this one that goes in the back. Has a little clip that goes in there, locks in, and we're going to do the same thing on the back. So first we're going to hook it in the clip. Alright, we got that snapped on there. We just slid it right down that track on the new one. Right down this track right here. And slid it down on there, and then you heard it snap, said clip. So now that's in there. We're going to lift up the caliper, insert the pad first, and then put the bracket on there. Sorry I can't show you this, you guys, but all we did was we stuck the pad inside the track first, and then we stuck the pad inside the track first with the wire connected, and then we snapped the caliper on there while the wire was still connected. Don't know if you can see that down in there, but the wire is still connected. And what you may have to do, see it right there, still connected to the brake pad. Check the front again. What you might have to do is what I did. If you follow that wire loom right there, there's a little loop on there that goes inside of a bracket. And I simply, right here, see that bracket? I disconnected it out of that bracket, that loom, to give me a little bit of leeway. And that's how I got it to go in there with some leniency. All right, so now what we're going to do is put our caliper bolts back in the caliper, tighten it up, hand tight, torque it to 38 foot-pounds. Then we're going to reinstall the bolts in a star-shaped pattern since it's a 5-lug on the wheel. Torque those at 110 foot-pounds. And then go and pump the brake pedal to force the brake calipers back out. That's what we're doing next. So doing the top bolt. Got it hand tight. Gonna do the bottom bolt. Get it started. Put that wire back in that bracket. Gonna get our 3/8 ratchet, 14mm socket. Gonna tighten those up. We'll switch from the 1" to the 2" for the bottom so that we can reach it. That's that electric motor that's on there. And guys, you're not missing anything. We're just tightening these caliper bolts up. That's all. All right. So we got that in there. We have the bracket back on there. It holds that wire. Next, we're gonna roll the wheel back. Put that bad boy on there. So that's all we're doing now, folks, is we're placing the wheel on there. Line the hose up. Start your bolts. Make sure you get each one of them started in the hole to ensure that all of the bolts go in there in the correct pattern. They don't cross thread or any of that stuff. You don't have too much weight on one bolt. And none of that foolishness. You know, a lot of tire guys or a lot of quick change brake pad mechanics, they just want to get the gun and just go at it. But yeah, you want to make sure that you have all those started. Alright. Now we're going to lower the vehicle slowly. Like so. Then we're going to take out the wrench. We're going to torque each one of these at 110 foot-pounds. Heard that click. See what's going in the cross pattern. Storm formation. Heard that one click. Let's go up here to the top left. Heard that one click. Go down to the middle. Heard that one click. We'll come up top right. Heard that one click. Alright, so next, we've done that. We're going to go over to the interior, pump the brakes several times, push those calipers out, crank up the vehicle, and we're done. So now we're pushing the brake pad. It went all the way down to start with. Now it's getting tighter. And the reason I just showed you the passenger side is because I already did the driver's side, folks. So it's not like I'm just doing one brake pad on the back of the car. So now we're going to crank the vehicle up, push the brake, and then push the start button. I'm going reverse. Alright, so now we have it in park. We can remove our wheel chocks. Cut the vehicle off. Push the brake pad some more. And we're going to go out and check our fluid. Our brake fluid. In order to do that, you have to come over here and hit the hood release twice. Pull that up. Moving our wheel chocks. Come over, pull the hood up. Look over at this container here. Driver's side front. That's your brake fluid. That's your brake lines right there. You can see it's at max full. It's good, not leaking. So, should be good to go, folks. Take the car for a test drive. Work it out. Thanks for watching. I hope you find this vehicle video on the BMW 430i Xdrive series helpful. Till next time, like, share, and subscribe, folks. Peace.